In the rugged Atlas Mountains of North Africa, amidst the whispering winds and towering peaks, a fire was kindled, one that would consume an empire. This is the story of Ibn Tumart, the man who defied the powerful Almoravid dynasty, proclaimed himself the Mahdi, and set in motion a revolution that would reshape the Islamic world forever. A tale of faith, rebellion, and unrelenting ambition. This is the rise of the Almohads. But beware, this is no ordinary tale. It is a journey of visions and betrayals, of unshakable belief and merciless bloodshed. A story where truth and fanaticism blur into one. A story that begins in the shadows. A humble beginning. The winds howled through the mountain passes, whispering secrets of destiny. Born around 1080 in the harsh, untamed lands of the high Atlas, Ibn Tumart was no ordinary child. He carried within him a restless spirit, a mind that burned with divine purpose. As he grew, his hunger for knowledge became insatiable. He traveled across the Islamic world, from the scholarly halls of Cordoba to the bustling streets of Cairo and the great mosques of Baghdad, seeking answers, truths that would set the world on fire. But what he found disturbed him. Corruption festered within the Islamic world. Rulers bathed in luxury while the common people suffered. The true faith he believed had been lost. The revelation struck him like lightning. He had been chosen to restore the one true path, chosen to purify the land, chosen to lead. Defying an empire, the Almoravids, desert warriors turned kings, sat on their golden thrones, oblivious to the storm gathering in the mountains. They ruled with an iron fist, their empire stretching from the dunes of the Sahara to the grand palaces of Al-Andalus. But they had grown weak, soft, blind, and Ibn Tumart saw them for what they were, heretics. He did not whisper his condemnation. He roared it in the streets of every city he visited, striking fear into the hearts of the powerful. His most daring act came in Marrakesh, the very heart of Almoravid power. There, surrounded by the emir's guards, he stood before the ruler himself and declared his judgment. "You are false in your faith. Your reign is an offense to God, and your days are numbered." Chaos erupted. The guards reached for their blades. Ibn Tumart fled into the night, vanishing into the wilderness like a phantom. But he was not defeated. No, his war was only beginning. The birth of a movement. High in the mountains where the winds carried the cries of forgotten warriors, Ibn Tumart built his sanctuary, Tinmel. It was more than a fortress. It was a symbol, a rallying point, a place where the old order would be burned to ash, and from the flames a new empire would rise. His followers gathered like shadows in the night, fierce, unyielding, bound by faith. They called themselves Almohads, the Unitarians, devoted to his cause. To them, Ibn Tumart was not just a leader. He was the Mahdi, the chosen one, the bringer of divine justice, and in his name, they would fight to the last breath. The war began not with grand battles, but with whispers and daggers in the dark. Almoravid outposts fell one by one, their guards slain before they could raise the alarm. The desert trembled as the legend of Ibn Tumart spread. The great confrontation. But legends alone do not win empires. The time had come for war, real war. No more hiding, no more whispers. Ibn Tumart gathered his forces, a horde of believers whose faith was their armor and whose fury was their sword. The Almoravids, enraged by the rebellion, sent their finest armies to crush him once and for all. The battle was nightmarish. Steel clashed against steel, the cries of the dying echoing through the mountains. Blood soaked the earth as the forces of faith and empire collided in a brutal struggle for dominance. For a moment, victory seemed within reach. But fate is cruel. The Almohads faltered. The enemy pressed in. The dream of conquest turned to dust. Defeat. Ibn Tumart had lost. His vision, shattered, his warriors scattered, and deep within the stronghold of Tinmel, the great leader of the Almohads faced a truth even he had not foreseen. A mysterious end and a lasting legacy. Then, silence. Ibn Tumart disappeared. Some say he died in despair, his dream crumbling before his eyes. Others whisper of betrayal, of daggers in the dark and poison in his cup. His body was never found. His final words, lost to time. But if his enemies thought they had won, they were wrong, because Ibn Tumart's fire did not die with him. No, it had already spread. It burned in the hearts of his followers, and soon, under the iron will of his successor, Abd al-Mu'min, the Almohads would rise again, stronger, deadlier, unstoppable. Conclusion: Ibn Tumart was more than a man. He was a storm, a force of nature that tore through history and left only ruin in its wake. Some called him a prophet, others a madman. But one thing is certain: he changed the world forever. And so we ask, was he truly the Mahdi, sent to cleanse the world? Or was he just another man, consumed by the flames of his own ambition? History does not answer. It only watches. And we, centuries later, are left to decide for ourselves. Subscribe for more epic tales from history